Hi, welcome to another episode of Book Covers DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to design a book cover for a futuristic sci-fi novel. So let's get started. So here we are on Canva.com. This is that free website we use to design all of our book covers. Once you register and log in, you'll be taken to a page that looks similar to this. And then you can just scroll through this center menu until you find book cover right here. Or if not, you can just type book cover into the search bar. That's going to take you over to the book cover templates page. As always, I'm going to start with a blank book cover. So we're just going to come up here to this first selection and click in there. And it's going to take us over to our design studio area. Now today I'm going to be focusing on the front cover only because it's all about the design aspect of it. But if you're needing a print book cover, you can still watch today's video for inspiration and then hop on over to my print book cover tutorial. I'll put the link in the description box below. In that video, I'll show you how to find the exact dimensions for your book cover, and I'll go on to show you how to design the spine and back cover as well. So be sure and click the link below right after this video. Here on the right is our book cover, and over here on the left we have our toolbox and toolbar. I always like to start with a photo or a graphic. It sets the tone for everything else, including our color scheme and our font choices. So that's going to be our first step. I'm going to click on elements, and then I'm going to just type in the search bar, let's see, I'm going to look for a robot. So I'm going to type in robot and click enter. Right, we're going to have some options. If you click on graphics, see all, you're going to get a lot of illustrations or PNGs, things like that. So if you are wanting a result that is not a photo, then you would click on graphics. I actually do want a photo, so I'm going to come up here to the top, and right here next to graphics it says photos. I'm going to click in there, and then it's going to change all of my results to just photos. Now, you will notice that some of these photos have a crown in the corner with the word Pro. That means those selections are available with Canva Pro, the paid version. If you would like to filter those out, you can just come up to these three lines with three dots, click in there, and then you're going to go down to the very bottom where it says price. You're going to check the box for free, and then just click off to the side. And as you can see, it has filtered out all of those paid results. So if you don't have the paid version, you can make sure that you are only selecting the free options. Now I'm just going to find a photo here in Canva because I just want to make it super simple for you guys. But I do want to tell you there are some other sites that you can find royalty-free photos that you can use for your ebooks and print books. One of those is pixabay.com. This is a free website that has photos and illustrations. You can just simply type in there. Let's just type the same thing, robot, and then here are all of our results. If you wanted to narrow it down to just photos, you would come up to the top, and right here where it says all images, you would click on photos. Now, I do want to alert you about some of the results in this website. You'll see here, this is C3PO, and then this is, I think, a transformer. That is intellectual property. So even though these photos are royalty-free, the items or the images depicted in the photo are not. So you can get in a lot of trouble with your book cover if you use something like that. So just make sure that you are not using anyone's intellectual property. So just be careful on these sites because sometimes people will take photos of well-known characters. There's another site called pexels.com. This one is strictly photos, so there's no illustrations. Here again, here's another sample. It has R2D2. You would not want to use anything like that on your book cover. Oh, this one's pretty cool here with this hand. So I just want to let you know about those. Let me hop back over to Canva. Another option, of course, nowadays we have so many AI websites. I have a video where I showed you how to use Leonardo AI. There's a link in the description box below if you want to see how I did that. But again, to make things super simple, I'm going to find a photo right here in Canva. All right, so I'm going to click on a few. This one's a cool one right here. It's kind of got like a pixely face. Here's another face, like this robotic hand. I like that one right there. All right, so here we have a couple of choices. Let's kind of go through these and get some idea of what the cover would look like. Okay, this one here, I like those blue lights, but now that I see that the image stretch out, you can tell that this hand's sort of out of focus. So I don't want that one. So to get rid of a photo, you just have to come down to the little toolbar and click the trash can. That's delete. Okay, let's try another one. Let's see, this one. I like this one here. So let's hang on to that one. I'm gonna actually put it down here by this one. We'll check these two out at the end. Let's try these other ones with the faces. Here's that first one I chose. Okay, now you notice that as I'm stretching it, I still can't see it because it's behind this photo. To fix that, we can just come up here to position. And when you click on position, your toolbox is going to change. And over here it says arrange. We want to click on the layers tab. And this shows you all the layers over here in your book cover. This one here is on the bottom. There it is right there because it's the first one we chose. We just want to click on it and drag it up to the very top. And then now you can see that it is the top layer. Okay, now let me click off to the side to see how that would look. Okay, I'm not liking it now so much that it's stretched out. So I'm going to get rid of that one as well. Now I want to try this other face. And again, it looks like that is a back layer. So let's go to position. Layers is already chosen. And I'm just going to drag it to the top. And let's just slide that over. All right, that would be a really cool one as well, but I'm really liking the hands. I kind of like less is more. So I'm gonna click on this one and delete that. I'm kind of liking the awkward placement of these fingers rather than this one. This one's a little bit too perfect. This one also reminds me of the movie poster for Jaws, the way it's positioned. All right, so I'm going to delete this one. All right, so now that we have chosen our cover photo, now we just need to place it. So first I need to stretch out the image full size to make sure it covers every edge and corner of our book cover. And then now I just need to see where I want it placed. Do I want it centered? Okay, I think I actually want to place it a little bit off, right to the edge there. And then I'm just going to click off to the side. Now I want to make some adjustments to the photo. So I'm going to click on the photo again, and then this time I'm going to come up to the top left and click on Edit Photo. It's going to give me some filter options. So I'm just going to click on See All, and here the top selection is where we currently are, which is none. Now all of these filters are going to be categorized by tone. So these are natural, warm, cool tones, vivid, soft, a vintage, mono would be the black and whites, and then color pop. It only shows you 3 to begin with, but there is a side arrow that allows you to scroll through there. Let's try this aura. Let's see, rustique, oceanic. Okay, so I kind of like this dream, but I want to decrease the intensity. There's a bar right below that. I'm going to place it probably in the middle. All right, so once you're happy with that, you can just click off to the side, go to Edit Photo again. But this time, I'm going to come up here to the top, and you can see we have 3 tabs. We have Effects, which is where we currently are. I want to click on the center tab, which is Adjust. And this will take you to the manual adjustments area. Until just recently, we only had the option to make the adjustments over the whole image, as you can see here. So now you can go in and make the changes to just the foreground or just the background. So you know what? Let's try that. Let me go to the background today. And I think I want to make that a little bit lighter. So let's go into brightness and let's bring the brightness up. So I'm able to increase the brightness of the background while keeping these dark shadows on the fingers. So let's try a 25. I'm liking that. Okay. So again, I'm only making the adjustments to the background. Nothing is happening with the hand. If we want to change the temperature, so here's going to get, more blue, and then this is more green or yellow. I'm just going to leave it right where it was. All right, so I am happy with that. Now let's go back up, and now this time I want to adjust the foreground, which is going to be the hand. I think everything's okay. Let me go to brightness, see, increase it maybe just to a 10, contrast, probably a 10 as well. So you can just go through each of these and adjust the photo to your likeness. Right, so now that I'm happy with my photo, I'm just going to go in and add a title. So I'm just going to come over to the toolbar on the left and click on text. And once you scroll down, you're going to see that you have a wide variety of pre-made titles to choose from. You can select any of these. For instance, let's click on this game over one. And then you can go in and change the wording. You will notice that some of these have the crown as well. So those are available with the paid version, but here's another one very similar that is free. This one right here, game on. But I like to go and add my own. So I'm just going to delete these 2. There's a trash can and the trash can. And then I'm going to come up to the top, and under default text styles, I'm going to click on add a heading. It's going to place a text box over here on my book cover. First thing I want to do is think of a name. Okay, I'm going to put all caps on this one. type in, I'm going to call this cyborg something. So we'll just start with the word cyborg. All right, so I've typed in my word, because the best way to select your font is to actually see your title written in it, or at least the main word of your title written in it. So that's why I went ahead and typed in cyborg. Now the font defaults to Canva Sans. Please do not leave it as Canva Sans. You're going to want to come up here and click the down arrow, and then now the toolbox is going to change to all of these different font choices. So you can just scroll through there and try to find a font you like. Now you're going to want to make sure you choose a font that goes along with your book or your theme, and you'll also want to make sure that you can easily read your font. You don't want anything too difficult to read. So here's a font that would work with this photo, but there are some that definitely wouldn't. For instance, like here's one here. Okay, so you see some of these are really hard to read. Oh, here's another thing I see all the time. Please do not choose a font like this and leave your letters all caps. I cannot tell you how many times I see this. If you were to choose a font like this, you would definitely need to go back and change. I still wouldn't choose this font, especially not for this cover, but you see, you would definitely want to change it to lowercase for everything but the first letter. But let me undo that. If you ever need to undo something, you just come up here to this arrow and you can click undo. Oh yeah, here's another one that I see often. And then here's one that's extremely hard to read. So just make sure not to make any of those mistakes. Let me go back up here to this sort of, oh, I actually like that. Now, if there are several you like, but you're not sure exactly which one looks the best, here's a little trick I can show you. So let's say I really like this one, but I'm not sure. So what I can do is click on it, and then you're going to get a toolbar above it. Here's delete. You don't want to click on that one, but to the immediate left of it, it says duplicate. So I'm going to click on duplicate. Now I have two of those. Okay, so let's say I just want to leave that one alone, but I want to change this one. So now I can go back into my font choices, and then now, like here's one called Futura Black. That one looks cool too. So maybe I'm like, I like that one, but I want to try another one. So again, I'm just going to duplicate that one. So now this one is the one I'm changing, and I can actually choose as many as I want and see how they look on this cover. So I'm actually going to do that. So let me go ahead and find some more that I like and come right back. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 font choices I liked here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring them all up here and layer them on top of each other so we can check them out. All right, so what I want to do is I just want to get some idea of how the title would look right here. So I'm just going to place it right about there and click off to the side. Yeah, I'm not liking this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. Let me just bring the next one down. Okay, I do kind of like that one, so I'm going to bring this one here, keep it out of the way. Let me make that a little bit larger to see what that would look like. Yeah, I don't like the thickness of these. That one. No, not this one. I'm going to delete that one. This one, I don't like the way the G looks on that one. It's a little bit hard to read. This one's kind of a stencil looking one. Here, I think this was the very first one we chose. Okay, so now let me decide this one or this one. Okay, I'm liking this one here. So let's go ahead and delete this one. And now we're left, okay, yeah, that looks really good and clean. But also looks, you know, like futuristic. All right, instead of just calling this cyborg, let's add a number to that. So again, I'm just going to click on duplicate and bring that down, and then let's cyborgs, what? Okay, let's call it cyborg 79. And then you just need to center, you know, your text is centered when the solid line appears. Another option is, let me move this off to the side so you can see. All right, so you see how cyborg is off center. Another way to center it is you can just click on cyborg, and then you're going to click on position. And here we're on the layers because that's the last tab we had used. Let's go back to arrange. And then right here it says align to page. We want to click center, and you can see it jumped right over to the center. So if you're having trouble getting that center line to appear, then that is another option. Just go to position and make sure you're on the arrange tab. Okay, let's see. I'm liking that Cyborg 79. Now, if we wanted to change the color of this, we could. We would just click on our text box and then come up here to this A with a rainbow line beneath it. You click in there and you're going to get all of your color palettes. Down at the bottom, you'll find default colors. For instance, see, I'm just clicking on the different colors and it is changing. Another option is here in the center. It says photo colors. Anytime you bring a photo into Canva or select one within Canva, it will break down that photo into a color palette. So these were colors, I'm kind of liking that gray, found in the photo. Ignore this area. This is just the color palettes in my branding kit, my website. But come up to the top and you're going to see where it says document colors. If you click in the little rainbow square with a plus sign, you're going to get some sliders where you can select your own color. I always like to start with the bottom slider because that's going to choose like your base color, like the red, you know, the colors of the rainbow, green. Then you're going to take the top slider, and as you move that along, that's going to actually choose your shade of that color. So as you can see, as I'm moving it to the top, it gets lighter and brighter, and then as I bring it down, it gets darker. Another option is this little eyedropper tool. If you click in there, it's going to create this circle. Anything you place the circle over, it's going to magnify the pixels in the image. So here is the hand, and as I hover over, let's say this finger here, you're going to see the highlights and the shadows in it. So like right here, there's some kind of like a bright blue pixels. Let's click on one of those and you can see it change to this blue that matches. You can do that as many times as you want until you get the right pixel. Let's try right here on the palm, this really light blue, and you can see it change to that. So I think I'm happy with the way that looks. Now we need to add our author name. So I'm going to come back over here to the text selections, and if you've come out of there, just make sure to click on text again. And then this time I'm going to click on add a subheading. It's going to give me a smaller text box, which I'm probably going to bring down here. Let's think of an author name. I'm just going to put some initials. Instead of Philip K. Dick, we're going to do Philip K. Wick. Okay, now we need to choose a font. So I want to choose a different font this time. I don't want the same font that I used for the title. You want to try to keep the number of fonts on your book cover to 3 at the most. Preferably try to stick with 2. It gets a little chaotic if you choose more than 3. Okay, so for the author name, I just chose this Anton. Okay, I'm going to make that slightly larger, but I want to keep it right here in this lower corner. Okay, I don't like this fake name, so let's change it. Okay, I just changed it to DB Wick because it looked like it said Pickwick. I know it's fake, but still. All right, so here is our first cover. Now, I always like to make a second cover from this first cover without having to start all over again. And the reason is because this is a great way to get your followers, your readers involved and help you choose a final book cover. Or if you don't have any followers or readers, you can always just share it with your family and friends and ask them which cover they like. Now, I'm going to show you that we can do this in a matter of minutes simply by duplicating this cover. Okay, so to duplicate this, you're going to think you just need to click on add a page, but no, it's going to add a blank page. We don't want to do that. So just come right above it and click on the little trash can, delete page. What we want to do is actually come to the upper right of this page, and the center icon says duplicate page. When you click in there, it's going to create a second page with everything we did right here. See, this says page 1 and this one says page 2. Make sure that you scroll down and are working on page 2. We don't want to make any changes to page 1. All right, so let's come back down here. All right, the first thing we want to do is adjust our photo. That's the easiest way to change up your cover. To do that, we're going to just click on the background or the photo, and we're going to get our big rectangle here. This is, again, why I don't like to crop my photos, because I always want to have the option to go in and make adjustments later. So I leave them at, full size. Okay, so a quick thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab one of these corners and I'm going to stretch out this photo, and then I'm going to place it again. So you can see now we're making the hand much larger. And then while we're there, we can go ahead and click on edit photo. And let's go back to the second tab, adjust, and maybe we want to make some, actually let's go to effects, that first one, and let's go into filters, click on see all. And now we can go and make some changes to the photo. So if we want to make it cooler, or I kind of like this dream, Let's go down here to ColourPop and see what options we have there. I kind of like that one. Was that hibiscus? Maybe we'll do that for this one. Okay, and then we can go out of filters, and if we want to manually adjust anything, we can click on the center tab, and I'm probably going to, I want to brighten up the background, so let me go to background, and I want to make it brighter, almost white, maybe 85. Okay, and then I'm going to click off to the side. Let's see how that looks. So you can see we're already making it some changes here. Okay, so now the name. All right, I'm going to move 79 around because I want to work on Cyborg. Okay, let's change the color of Cyborg. Let's maybe change it to black. Make it slightly smaller. And then on 79, I want to change that to a different kind of font. And we'll probably change the color as well. So I've just clicked on fonts, and this time I want to find something not futuristic looking. I want to see how this one looks. Let's change it. I kind of like it a little bit like handwritten or scratchy. Let's change it to red, so we know this is sort of a sci-fi thriller, that things are going to go wrong with this robot. I'm going to place it right here, and then now I can bring Cyborg out wider. Okay, and then let's change the author name. Let's see what that looks like. Red as well. So I just click in there, and here's our document colors, all the colors we currently have. There's red. All right, on this one, I think I'm going to make the author name larger. And let's come back. Let's make Cyborg larger as well. Okay, so Cyborg, it says right here, it's 185. 79 is 182. All we have to do is hit that plus 3 more times, and let's make sure it's centered. All right, and I think that's it for this one. You see how quickly and easily we made a second version. All right, let me show you how we can download these and check them out side by side. The first thing I want to do is come up here to where it says add a heading. That is our project title, so I'm just going to call this Cyborg 79 book covers. And then I'm going to click on share and go down to download. Okay, it's going to default to PDF standard because it thinks I want to print them. I'm not printing anything, so I'm going to click in there and choose PNG because we're just going to be checking these out. And then under all pages 2, yes, I want to download both of them. If for some reason you didn't, you would go in here and adjust that. Let me click on done and then download. Right, it's only going to take a few seconds for the download bar to reach the other end, and then I will open the file. All right, here they are in my downloads. Now it is a zip file because I have more than one image, so you just have to double click in there, and then it's going to open them in a folder. Double click, and then let's open each one and check them out side by side. All right, so here are our 2 book covers. Here is our first one on the left. We have our robotic hand with these awkwardly jointed fingers. We set the photo a little bit off center. I wanted to give it a very sterile look to it, so I didn't want to add a lot of stuff on the cover. So we just chose one basic font for both Cyborg and 79. We did change it up by just choosing 2 different font colors. So here we have the blue that was, I believe, one of the pixel shades in the hand. And then I chose black for 79, which we have here down in the shadow of this hand. And then we just matched the color with our fake author name, DB Wick. I did choose a different font for the name. I wanted something narrow yet bold. So here's our first cover. And then for the second cover, all we did is we readjusted our photo so the hand is much larger. We lightened up the background with that really cool new tool that allows us to adjust just the background. We lighten that till it's a very pale blue, almost white. It gives us kind of a nice glowy look around the fingers here. Now we did choose a different filter on the hand. As you can see here, if you look at the tips of the fingers here, they're more of a greenish blue, and then here they're sort of a reddish blue, as well as the palm. That coincides with the number 79 here, which we made this one a little bit more obvious that it's sort of a scary sci-fi thriller by changing the font on 79 and making it, sort of a messy red, which we matched with the author name, which I made it a little slightly smaller just because we want the focus to be the hand and the 79 up here. We left Cyborg the same font. We did make it smaller because, again, we want the focus to be on the hand and the 79. And then we did adjust that to be black, which helps to balance out the dark shadow down here. All right, so you can see how quickly and easily we were able to come up with a second cover without starting all over from scratch. We just duplicated the first cover and then made a few minor adjustments. Again, it's always important to make a second cover, get your followers involved. It really helps to get them excited about your upcoming book release. And it only takes you a few minutes, so, why not? And again, if you're needing to also design the back and spine of your book cover, click the link in the description box below. It'll take you right over to my print book cover tutorial where I'll go through all the steps needed to create a full book cover. So that's it for today. I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, let me know in the comment section below. I love hearing feedback from you guys, and it helps me to know what videos are working out the best. And if you'd like to support my channel, hop on over to Patreon. There are added benefits such as early access to my videos, as well as printables and things like that. So be sure and check that out. So that's it for today. Thanks again for watching, liking, and subscribing. Until next time, bye-bye.